SSSniperWolf is a massive creator with over 34 million subscribers. Her videos garner insane amounts of views, and she's been signal boosted by the actual website itself multiple times on Twitter. But what kind of content does she make exactly? Well, she used to be something of a gamer, you know. She plays video games, or at least she used to. Nowadays, she sort of just reacts to TikToks all day. I use the term react very loosely because she doesn't really do much besides just sit there looking pretty and, you know, stay quietly watching the video or just describing what's going on. Little transformative value. I don't have to go into too much detail. This has been widely criticized already. Rightfully so, by the way. Her content is just dog shit and she is boring as hell.
Well, goodbye privacy. No. Who taught her the credit card trick? She had to have seen it done somewhere. Kids don't just figure that out on their own. Just kidding, I did, but like...
Yeah, let's just not. My brain is fucking melting. jacksfilms, on the other hand, is a YouTuber that's been around for a long time now. He's one of the OGs. Made a name for himself through song parodies and a bunch of other series of his that are widely known, such as Your Grammar Sucks and Jackass. And throughout the past several months, he has been one of SSSniperWolf's biggest critics. He even made an entire channel dedicated to making videos making fun of her, while at the same time giving proper credit to the creators of the TikTok videos that she is borderline stealing. And him leading the charge has actually caused a lot of people to start criticizing her and other creators like XQC about how they're basically just uncreative pieces of shit who steal content. So with all this criticism coming her way, what does SSSniperWolf do? Well, she decides to take a step back and really take some time to properly evaluate her content and try to understand her critics. She she fucking doxed it. Okay, so I don't think I need to explain too much about the situation, considering the fact that this is the only thing that literally everyone has been talking about for the past week or so. So to put it in the briefest way possible, on the 13th of October, SSSniperWolf posted this picture on her Instagram, which was her in the car with the caption, "Should I go visit jacksfilms? He lives 5 minutes away from my shoot." Everyone initially took this as just a joke, but then a couple of hours later, I think she posted another picture of her literally in front of jacksfilms' house, like straight up his front door. And I don't really know what she was thinking when she decided to do this. Like, she had nothing to gain and everything to lose by pulling this crap, and I guess she just didn't think at all, because if anything, this situation has shown that she is a dumb fucking bitch. Like, she's fucking stupid. There's nothing in her head. Because right after this happened, obviously Jack called her out and implored for YouTube to take action and ban her from the website altogether. And reasonably so, she doxed him to her 5 million Instagram followers, so now he's at the risk of some crazy fan showing up to his house. And the thing is, after he called her out, she became like the literal punching bag of the internet, and that was already like really bad for her. Like, everybody already wanted to disassociate from her at that point, but then she made things even worse with bad response after bad response. Like, she just kept fueling that fire.
This guy's entire channel is just me. Every single video for the past few months has been about me. And it's just like shitting on me. And then his streams. This dude is just like low-key harassing me. Like, should I get a restraining order?
Mind you, she made that video after she showed up to his house. She made that video after she doxed him. And then she tried to play the oblivious card. Accusing me of doxing is defamation. I have no idea how to dox. He literally posted his address on Google and said I threatened him and doxed him. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what in the actual fuck is this shit? This is why it took so long to make a video on this bitch, because like every time I looked at her response and everything that happens in the situation, everything she did was just stupid. Like, every single thing she decided to do in this situation was just so fucking brain dead and stupid that it gave me an aneurysm every time I looked at it. Like, you are getting shat on by literally everyone for what you just did. Rightfully so, by the way. And after failing to try and claim the moral high ground, after failing to play the oblivious card, you decided, oh, I'll make a fucking joke out of this. Yeah, literally literally after a day of her posting the front door of jacksfilms' house, she posted on her Instagram story, "We pull up to your house, what you doing? Fucking, what are you doing?" Like, what made her think this was a good idea? Like, did her boyfriend take all her brain cells after the divorce? Like, I can see why he was the one running everything behind the scenes now, because clearly she does not know a damn thing about PR. She is fucking retarded. Also, this girl next to her is apparently her sister, and you know, she seems like a very nice lady. She goes by the handle Wolfie on Twitter, and you know, considering her response to SSSniperWolf doxing her critic, Wolfie seems like a very, very intelligent person. Like, I can see the intelligence really runs deep in the SSSniperWolf bloodline. Suck my nuts. Damn, does he not know how to fight or something? Yeah, that's totally the point, man. You know, I think you're being very sexist towards SSSniperWolf right now. Are you underestimating her as a woman or something, huh? You think a woman can't fight, huh? Is that what you're saying right now? Listen here, Wolfie, I'll have you know your sister is a very huge threat. After all, she has an armed robbery charge on her, you know? Now, as funny as all that is, it stops being hilarious and starts becoming genuinely frustrating once you go several days of YouTube just ignoring this kind of behavior. Like, breaking TOS is one thing, she straight up committed a crime too. And there's no way you could say they were not aware of what she did, because literally everyone with a YouTube account was telling YouTube that she did this and they should ban her. But then day after day after day passed and still radio silent. And then when we finally do get a statement, it's the biggest piece of bullshit in the world. Confirming SSSniperWolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policy. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. What is this both sides business? That's the question that everyone asked immediately. Like, what did Jack do wrong exactly? The only thing that really comes to mind is the fact that he made an entire channel where he makes videos on SSSniperWolf. And you can call that obsessive or whatever, considering just how much videos he's made, but there's a clear difference of severity in making a YouTube video making fun of someone and straight up posting their front door for 5 million followers to see. Them saying that both sides are at fault is basically them saying that, hey, if you make several YouTube videos on someone, then you're basically doxing them. That's what they're basically saying. There's been speculation that this was all, you know, planned out by YouTube and SSSniperWolf behind the scenes, and considering the evidence, it's not hard to see why that speculation is there. It was already really suspicious, the fact that they took so long to take action against her, and after they actually took away her monetization, she immediately tweeted out an apology. Like, it seems way too coordinated for it to not be planned out.
Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to jacksfilm, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. jacksfilm, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I am sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately. Not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate. Respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment.
Aside from the fact that her apology seems like it came right out of ChatGPT, it's also just a really shitty apology. Like, it almost comes off as like a humble brag, like, oh, I'm sorry that I did that, like, I know I'm so much better than you, I should have acted better than you, so I'm sorry for not acting better than you at that instance, you know, I'm so sorry. Now, there's been plenty of speculation as to why YouTube is protecting her, and the obvious speculation is the fact that she probably makes them a lot of money. And while that's probably true, I don't think that's necessarily the case. Like, don't get me wrong, she probably makes them millions, but I am of the belief that no singular creator makes YouTube so much money that they'll protect them. Like, YouTube gets money from a lot of places. Losing one creator, no matter how big they are, is not gonna really hurt their bottom line, like, at all. Now, if you were to ask me what I think, I would say that I think it's more of a PR thing rather than a financial thing. SSSniperWolf has been a creator that they have signal boosted for several years at this point. She trends so much that she's basically one of the most prominent faces on YouTube as a whole. And I think the fact that they have signal boosted her and endorsed her content and promoted her, the fact that they have made her such a prominent face to the brand of YouTube itself, I think that to them is more important to them in this situation. Like, it would look really bad on them if SSSniperWolf was outed as a bad person, especially after they have branded her as a positive role model for children and women in general. At least that's my speculation. Either way, it's really disappointing that they decided to take this course of action, but it looks like she is gonna get away with it. Is this gonna permanently end her career? No, I highly doubt it. If there's one thing I learned on YouTube, it's the fact that any crime can be erased with time. 90% of our audience are made up of children and horny men, and they honestly do not care about the drama or whatever bad thing she's done. All they see is a pretty face, and they just wanna goon on the screen, you know? But yeah, SSniperWolf is a terrible person, and YouTube does not care. That's pretty much it.